So today we're going to be continuing our series about each agent and 3 tips for those agents to help you, improve your gameplay on those agents. And today we'll be doing it for the much maligned Chamber, the agent that everyone loves to hate on. And one of the reasons that, I think a lot of people don't like Chamber is that he is seen as a relatively simple agent, right? You don't need to know too much to play Chamber decently. But this video is obviously going to be about teaching you how to play him at a very, very high level, because I think there is a big difference between the very, very top Chamber players in the world and everyone else. And there are some things that you can learn that, will help. And I think the main point and the most important one in this video we're going to start off with, and that is knowing when to teleport away, knowing when to stay, knowing when to fight. And this is something that I think in particular Ye is the best at in the world, and it's not even close. And this is a big difference, I think, between Ye and other even top professional players. Is Ye is so much better than this than everyone else, because Ye, I think, has just a better understanding. Now in the clip we're going to see, well, let's just play it through. It's against Boom here on Fracture, but what's going to happen is we're going to end up in this situation here where Boom are coming in, they're being aggressive, and here's Ye, right? And he's got an operator in this round, and he's got his 2 rendezvous set up here so he can potentially get away, right? And what's going to happen is this suppress is going to come in. Now, the thing is, a lot of chambers, as soon as that KO knife hits a wall and they're within it and they know they're about to get hit, they will just TP away. But Ye doesn't do that here, right? Because he knows that Victor here on Neon is open the door and he's going to try and be a bit more aggressive. And so he needs to stay with his teammates. And straight away, this is the thing, right? That you can't just have this instant reaction to, oh, I'm being suppressed, TP away, because then he's just baiting his teammates. And you see a lot of chambers in ranked games do this, right? Where they'll just TP all the way back and you're just left in a terrible situation. So if you are that chamber player, you need to know when to TP away or not. But the opposite is also true, right? And we're not going to see it too much in this clip, but the opposite is true as well, particularly for pro players, where they just think they can hit every single shot and never leave when they should, right? And that is what separates, I think, Ye from others, is that Ye has like the correct amount of respect for his opponents at like all times. He understands what he can do as Chamber, but he also understands that his opponent, might be in a better situation for a single fight or whatever. So he knows when to stay and knows when to go. And that is perhaps the most important thing when you are playing Chamber. And it leads to situations like this, where Ye is going to stick around despite being suppressed, right? Nice slide there from Boom, but he sticks around, and even though he's suppressed here, right, he can't TP away, he sticks around, he even takes the fight, right, because he knows that the distraction will be from Victor with the door opening and all of that. So he takes that fight, right? And he sticks around. He actually gets flashed. He runs back, okay? And so now we end up in this 4v3, now a 3v3, and the door has been opened. And so we're in this kind of weird spot. Now what's going to happen is Ye is going to end up kind of inside the smoke. He's going to come and walk up inside the smoke. Marv is going to end up in a fight off that flash. And instantly Ye again comes to save his teammate, right? Again, he's not thinking, I've got an op, I need to play long angles, I need to play safe, I need to make sure we keep the op for next round, all that. He's making sure he's in the right position to trade his teammates no matter what. He's staying when he needs to, he's leaving when he needs to, right? When he's flashed, he's going. When he, is needed to take the fight, he's there. And that is what makes Ye so much better, I think, than every other player in the world on Chamber. And so you're going to see here, right, that he's in this position. Notice how, again, another thing that a lot of Chambers, will be doing is obviously recalling their rendezvous. There is a time and a place for that, right? Ye doesn't know where this next opponent is going to come from, right? He knows that there's problems everywhere, right? There's problems over here. He knows that this is compromised as well. So, there's a lot of different positions his enemies can be in at this point. So this is not the time to come and be recalling his rendezvous, because, he needs to get into a safe position first. This is another thing that, again, you need to be learning and understanding, right? So watch. He's going to get himself into this, like, tucked up corner, and now he can't be seen from A main. He can't be seen from down here, right? The only one danger is if someone comes swinging back there, but, that's pretty unlikely. And so now he calls his rendezvous back, and even, he knows perfectly where these 2 players are. Look at this, right? He's coming to this corner, and look at exactly where they are. I mean, this is just Ye being Ye, because he just has this instinct for knowing exactly where opponents are going to be at all times. But you'll see he gets the rendezvous recall, manages to get another kill as well. And now look, right, and there's another situation here where, again, a lot of pro players, they got an op here, they just got that kill, they got a 3k. Oh, we're swinging this angle. Oh, we're swinging that angle. We want that 4k. Let's win this round. Ye doesn't. And that's, again, a difference between like Ye and everyone else, is that Ye will not do that. right? He will play the smart play more often than not. And even though, he probably is better than all of those other players that, would swing this, he's not going to, right? He's in a 2v1. There's no need to go and throw and try and take this fight when you're in a 2v1, right? Just be patient. Just wait out. Instead, jump peek, right? Does he take the fight? No, he jump peeks. Not many other pro player chambers would do that. They would just take the fight, especially after just hitting that shot that they did before. But Ye just isn't like most other pro chamber players. He just has this innate sense. And look, Crashy's, he's doing the same thing as well. This is why Optic are a good team. Turns out being disciplined, not over peaking, not overheating in moments, it does help. And you see Crashy's just plays this perfectly, right? Where he's not going anything further than he needs to. He's just getting full information of where Blaze King is going to be. Look, he continues just jump peeking. They play this perfectly here, Optic, where they're not going to give you an advantage, right? The time's ticking down. Eventually, he has to plant the spike. He has to eventually here, Blaze King, and they play it absolutely perfectly, and you're going to see that eventually they will manage to win this round as Crashy finds that final kill. That was perfectly played by those two players, and as we saw from Ye, everything he did in that round was the correct choice. And that is the thing, that if you want to be playing Chamber at the highest level, it might feel very easy. Yeah, I can get out. But it's no good getting out if all your teammates are dying around you. You need to stay and fight sometimes as well. And you need to understand, what the moment requires, like Ye did right there. The second point I want to make here about Chamber is coming up with interesting rendezvous setups for the attacking side. And even some pro teams, I think, have got very lazy with this and not really thinking about how they could use this in interesting ways that give them an advantage. And are just kind of using it, in a bare bones way of, I'll put one here, I'll put one, right next to it, and I'll just peek an angle, and if, I need to get out, I'll just TP a couple, meters across, right? Whereas there are interesting ways you can use these rendezvous on the attacking side. And here's one example from Fnatic versus DRX on Icebox, where what's happened in this round is Durka has come down here, they've put the orb up here, Fnatic, and he's come and put one rendezvous on top of the tube here, just in this corner, you can see just there. What's happened then is then they've regrouped, they've come over this way, and he's just put one down pretty much where, this big swath of players is just here. And what this is going to mean is when they come and plant the spike here, right, and the spike comes down on this B site, what Durka can do is he can show his face that he's over here, and then he can come and TP back here, right? And all of a sudden, he's in a spot where he can become a lurk to potentially do that. Or the opposite could be true the next time that he does this, right? That he could end up in mid here, the spike comes down planted on B, he shows his face, his lurk gets caught out potentially, and he can just TP right back into the mix of things, right? And help defend the spike from a more normal angle. These kind of setups are interesting, they're unique, and, I think that this caught DRX off guard, as we will see in this round, but we don't see too much of this in general, right? Maybe some, like, pro teams, high-level pro teams are experimenting with ideas like this, but, there are a lot of, I think, lazy uses of Chamber here, as you will see. So Durka, what happens is, he kind of shows his face a bit there, and now he has gone and TP'd into mid. So as, the spike is coming down, you see he manages to get the first kill on RB there, who's not expecting it, who's not expecting, Durka to be here. And so he's in this position here, dies to Durka, right? Because they were just like, oh, well, Durka was, there was no one there, right? And so you see panic starts to ensue. Stax doesn't know where to go. Durka just, sits in there still, he's still just waiting around. And you're going to see that DRX, eventually are like, well, he must have moved. The spike has gone down. He eventually just sticks here. And as I said, this could come the opposite way around as well, right? Where he could be on this lurk, he gets seen in that lurk, and instead he TPs back to B main, and he's ready to fight that instead, right? And maybe they're still worried about where he is. You see eventually he manages to get another kill there, and basically Durka's offensive setup here on the Chamber won them this round. It gave them a massive advantage to go and win a bonus round, which is absolutely huge to winning a whole game. And, it really set Fnatic on the right foot to go and win this map. And then the final tip I have for you here is swapping to the Headhunter, particularly with an op. Now, this is something that, again, at like pro level, very high level, you will see all the time. But, you need to get this kind of just innate sense of doing this all of the time, right? And you will see that CNET in this first shot here, he's going to manage to get this first shot, TP instant, right? There's never even a breath. He gets straight out straight away. And again, that's smart, right? Like it's against a save and whatnot. You don't want to be sticking around too long if you don't need to. Anyway, he's going to come back, but I just want you to watch. He's going to shoot, instant Headhunter, right? Comes back, realizes there's no one there. The stun comes out. Shot, instant Headhunter, comes out again. right? And this is just something that if you want to be playing chamber at high level, particularly with an op, which you should be using if you are on chamber, and even watch, even on this last shot, see how it's straight away, it came out again, the headhunter, even though he hit the last shot, the round was over, he got an ace, you know, it's still headhunter out straight away every single time. You know, it's just an automatic cue response that it's either I'm shooting and teleporting away straight away, or I'm shooting and get the headhunter straight out away. And in a pro game, you know, this is all you will see. Anytime an op shot is made with a chamber, you know, there is no animation of, you know, getting that op back. No, it's headhunter straight away all of the time. And if you want to be playing chamber at a high level, you need to be doing that as well.